Dear students, in yesterday's lecture, we studied about the meaning of operating point and the BC load line. While studying the operating point, we concluded that operating point is a point obviously on the BC load line on the output characteristic curve around which position of the operating point changes, then the working of BZD also changes. This will hamper the entire operation of BZD, and that is why we have to stabilize that particular operating point. Means we have to make stable the position of the operating point till the completion of the operation of that particular BZD for that particular application. And that's why today we are going to study the stability of the operating point. Means how to stable the position of operating point on the DC load line, so that till the completion of application of that particular BZT, working of BZT will be remains stable. Prior to understand the stabilization of the operating point, let us discuss what are the factors which will affect the stability of the operating point. Means what are the factors which will disturb the position of the operating point on the load line. Friends, the stability of the operating point is going to depends upon two factors. One is parameter variation from unit to unit of transistor, and another is the temperature variation. If suppose due to any of the reason, that particular transistor which is acting it as an amplifier, it becomes to be replaced by the other transistor. And when we are replacing one transistor by other transistor, if suppose the parameters of both the transistors are not going to match with each other, aspects, are unable to match, then the position of operating point for new replaced transistor may going to shift from one position to the another position on the DC load line. Hence, the operation of BJT becomes unstable. So this is how the first parameter will affect the operation of BJT. Second parameter is the temperature variation. Variation in temperature plays a very vital role to stabilize the operating point or to stabilize the working of BJT. When temperature increases, naturally the minority charge carriers in BJT increases, and those minority charge carriers will start flowing from collector to base, which will constitute the reverse saturation current. And as reverse saturation current increases, naturally the collector current IC also increases, because we have an equation IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta into ICO. And ICO is the reverse saturation current. It is due to the minority charge carriers. Hence, as temperature increases, minority charge carriers increases, increase in minority charge carriers increases the reverse saturation current ICO, and this increases the collector current IC. As collector current increases, naturally the position of the operating point Q will shift towards the saturation region. Reverse is also possible. If temperature is decreased, naturally collector current decreases, and that's why the position of the operating point may going to shift towards the cutoff region. This will hamper the operation of BJT. If suppose once the collector current is increased, naturally the power dissipation in the transistor increases. If the power dissipation increases, temperature across the junction increases. And as temperature across the junction increases, the minority charge carriers increases. This increase in minority charge carrier will allow more reverse current to flow from collector towards the base as a ICO, which will further increases the collector current. And if this process becomes repetitive, then a position is reached at which the transistor may going to damage. The process of damaging this particular transistor due to excess of collector current, due to excess of variation in temperature, is known as thermal run away. Hence, it becomes necessary to replace the transistor by other transistor, and again there comes a problem of the parameter matching. Thus, these two parameters will affect the stability of the operating point, which will hamper the operation of the BJT. And that is why we have to stabilize the position of operating point. And the process of making operating point of BJT independent of these parameters means parameter variation from unit to unit of transistor and also the temperature variations. Then the position of the operating point may going to become stable and the operation of BJT will continue to operate in a stabilized manner till the completion of that particular application. This is how the parameters will affect the operation of BJT. So let us describe the same. The stability of transistor depends upon position of operating point. We are well aware. The position of operating point depends upon two factors, as just now we have described. One is the parameter variation from unit to unit of BJT, and second one is the temperature. Let us discuss about the first parameter. When one of the transistors is replaced by other, its parameter changes, and this will shift the operating point and stability of BJT working changes. Therefore, replacing one BJT by other, it should be of the same company to match their parameters. Even though BJT are of same make, their parameters does not match. And this will affect the stability of the operating point. In turns, it will affect the operation of BJT. Now the second parameter, when temperature increases, reverse saturation current ICO increases due to increase in minority charge carriers. This increases collector current IC according to equation. IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times ICO. This increase in IC shifts the operating point of Q towards the saturation region. If temperature further increases, IC further increases to increase the power dissipation, which increases the junction temperature further, and the cycle repeats to damage the BJT. This process is known as thermal run away. Thermal means due to rise in temperature, the BJT is going to damage. So that's why it is called as the thermal runaway. Runaway means to move away due to afraid of rise in temperature. Hence, it is necessary to stabilize the operating point on the center of the load line in the active region. To stabilize the operating point, we have to adopt the process of stabilization. So stabilization is a process by which the operating point of BJT is made independent of these two parameters. These two parameters means parameter variation from unit to unit of BJT and also the temperature. If the operation of BJT is independent of these two particular parameters, then these two parameters doesn't affect the working of BJT. Hence, the operating point will be made stabilized. It depends upon stability factor. Means stabilization is going to depend upon the stabilization factor. This stability factor is going to make the operation of BJT independent of these two particular parameters. Now friends, we have to proceed. How? By making use of stability factor, one can make operation of BJT independent of these two parameters. So let us proceed with the same. Let us define the stability factor. Stability factor is the factor that determines the stability of operating point of BZT, or it is used to determine the stability of working of BZT. It is defined as the rate of change of collector current with respect to the rate of change of reverse saturation current when beta and base current IB are constant. Stability factor is defined as it is the ratio of change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current when beta, that is current gain of BZT, and base current IB will be kept constant. So that factor is given here as S is equal to delta IC upon delta ICO at the constant beta and IB. This stability factor is used to measure the stability of BZT in the circuit. How? If stability factor S is less, then the stability of BZT will more. Friends, try to remember this particular aspect. If value of S, that is the stability factor, is less, then the stability of BZT working in that particular circuit is more. If the magnitude of S is more, then the stability of BZT working in that particular circuit, it is less. So here we are interested to decide the stability factor, which is going to decide the stability of working of the BZT in a manner that for S less than, stability will be more. If S is more, then stability will be less. Let us calculate the formula for stability factor further, which can be used for the purpose of analysis. In this equation, if suppose delta IC equal to delta ICO, means this delta IC equal to delta ICO, when both are equal, then S is equal to naturally 1. That is, when delta IC equal to delta ICO, then S is a unity, which is the lowest value of stability factor. If value of S is close to 1, the variation of IC with temperature is less. When delta IC is equal to delta ICO, then S is a unity. When S is a unity, then variation of IC with temperature is less. Hence, the variation of the operating point is, position of the operating point is less. Hence, the BZT will be stable. Let us proceed to determine the formula which is used for the analysis purpose. We have an equation just we have introduced, and that is IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times ICO. Differentiate this equation with respect to IC. When you differentiate this equation with respect to IC, differentiation of IC with respect to IC, it is 1. Differentiation of beta IB, beta is a constant quantity, and that's why beta into differentiation of IB with respect to differentiation of IC, that is beta into delta IB upon delta IC plus 1 plus beta, it is constant, and differentiation of ICO with respect to differentiation of IC, that is delta ICO upon delta IC. Thus, after differentiation, we get 1 is equal to beta into delta IB upon delta IC plus 1 plus beta times delta ICO upon delta IC. From equation number 1, we have S is equal to delta IC upon delta ICO. So that's why I replace this delta ICO upon delta IC by 1 upon S. So that equation becomes 1 is equal to beta into delta IB upon delta IC plus 1 plus beta upon S. This we have obtained from equation number 1, quite obvious. Therefore, 1 plus beta upon S equal to 1 minus beta into delta IB upon delta IC. Take the reciprocal. When you take the reciprocal, what we can get is S upon 1 plus beta IB equal to 1 upon 1 minus beta into delta IB upon delta IC. Therefore, S equal to 1 plus beta upon 1 minus beta into delta IB upon delta IC. This is the equation that represents the equation of the stability factor here, which is given as S is equal to 1 plus beta upon 1 minus beta into delta IB upon delta IC. That means whenever we are interested to analyze the particular circuitry for the stabilization, it is necessary to determine the stability factor. To determine the stability factor, our job is to determine the relation between delta IB and delta IC. If we determine the relation between IB and IC, just by differentiating that, we will get the value of delta IB upon delta IC. If we put it in the equation, we can get the value of S. If the value of S is less, the BZT will be more stable. If the value of S is more, the BZT will be less stable. Thus, from equation 2, we can say to determine the stability, one has to find the relation between IB and IC and put it in the equation 2. Means by differentiating, put it in the equation 2 so as to get the value of S. So that is the case with common emitter configuration. Now we will proceed for the common base configuration. In common base configuration, collector current is given as IC is equal to alpha IE plus ICO. Differentiating again this equation with respect to ICO, we can get delta IC upon delta ICO, that's equal to differentiation of alpha is constant, differentiation of IE with respect to ICO, it is also alpha into IE, it is a constant. That's why differentiation of this quantity with respect to ICO, it is 0. Now differentiation of ICO with respect to ICO, it is 1. So that's why we can get delta IC upon delta ICO equal to 0 plus 1, and that's equal to 1, indicating that putting this value of according to equation 1, this equation represents the stability factor S is equal to 1. In case of common base configuration, S becomes equal to 1. When S becomes equal to 1, we know that the circuit is most stable. Hence the common base circuit is most stable circuit. The equation we obtained here for stability factor, it is general equation of stability factor which can be used for the purpose of analysis. Now here we have studied the special case of determining the stability factor. This case we have studied for common base configuration, and we concluded that for common base configuration, S is equal to 1 and the circuit is highly stable. In case of common emitter configuration now, for common emitter configuration, we have an equation that IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta into ICO. Differentiating this with respect to ICO so as to get delta IC upon delta ICO, that's equal to differentiation of beta into IB with respect to ICO, it is 0. Differentiation of 1 plus beta into ICO with respect to ICO, it is 1 plus beta. Hence delta IC upon delta ICO is equal to 0 plus 1 plus beta, and that's equal to that is delta ICO upon delta ICO, delta IC upon delta ICO, that's equal to 1 plus beta. Hence in case of common emitter configuration, S is equal to 1 plus beta. This indicates that stability factor is greater than 1. As a being stability factor is greater than 1, in common emitter configuration, BZT, if it is operating, it will become unstable. We can say it is highly unstable, and to stabilize that, we have to make different methods of biasing the BZT. Why biasing methods are necessary for the transistor to be used in common emitter configuration? The reason is that the stability factor for common emitter configuration is greater than 1, and we know that if S is greater than 1, the BZT used in that particular circuitry becomes unstable. That is, in common emitter configuration, the circuit is highly unstable and it is needed proper power supply to stabilize the same. And that's fine. We have to make use of proper methods of biasing the BZT. And that is the reason why in case of common emitter configuration, one has to make use of the different methods to bias the BZT properly, to work BZT in a particular applications. Friends, that's all about what are the factors which are going to affect to shift the operating of position of the operating point, and how stability factor will be used to stabilize it merely by knowing its magnitude, whether it is less than 1 or it is greater than 1. We have defined the stability factor, we have calculated the general formula for stability factor, which we are going to make use it further